counted every heartbeat, you numbered every tear. When I thought you had left me, you were standing near. The fire couldn't burn my hope, the darkness couldn't steal my song. I'm still standing, Joe, still singing through the pain. The God who gives the sunshine also sends the rain. Hey, I'm still standing, Joe. Hey, my faith will.
Sani baya. Okwa no akwo DC bi no akachire DC no de nkrofo akogum no watu forest ni din president forest presidency forest no omugum no omudum enti okwasa wiofo a ya wa forest ya yato ni din presidency forest no de mampanyini dino akufuado president akufuado I know anani abrese obi di na konwa na nipa bone Bra kufuado abre nyina no one take into consideration nipa bone nipa criminal wakotwa forest e was a so say we a presidency forest ene na da no omugum ene mayi niama pa ya to ne diri na do danko akufuado be mo wakoye sa niama bone we presidency forest egusu kwaso abugina po me kire ho presidency forest
Mr. Mumum Famenko Obuo any anidie mu ni adwumaten ti mumfa chema wontumi mumfamenko
Well, yasia ba chama wontumi si yemfanenko ne bebi sa chama wontumi say chairman ene yemfa wonko. Remember chama wontumi Samreboi court case no ochina and a court then a judgment beba. But today we're going to put chama wontumi right in the dock and going to ask chama wontumi say ya the neighbor court and as a hen person yemfanenko. Chama Wontumi is going to give us that particular answer. I decided to come late because now my train said I work up on fan and I can be Charlie Mato best by bet in a dime.
Order in the court.
Oh my is a born on boy me that. To say work up with the has a stage power by informers are what we should be our fans are. And but before we do that, a lot of things are happening around, right? Maybe I send a dying because on this particular platform and channel no in play jandam or starting mental freedom. Ebe keke will straight away, right? Enti mo amatimi adjoin me bia na meda mo nyina ase say ne mo nyamre na afide ye ba beye madagana adwuma. Today we are live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and at the same time live on TikTok. Enti ba bia bit my baby, and I think say any of these particular platforms be, and I'm gonna do my best to get the end of the show. Enti me late kakra ho enti no mama ye sha sentem say ne be ya ye bit me akwa 10 mama bibia. What we're gonna do today is say na medical can chama wontumi Pacho men case will differ because court the judgment be bochina. But judgment is going to be on maybe 2 or 3 folds. Let me just address that all issues here. Either say court because say chama wontumi edifo nti emfanen kotum. That is the first leg. And our court be judge chama wontumi totally. So oni boni bia. Third, court be because say prosecution anyi na dwuma yie. That is another one. And then there is an element that chama wontumi lawyer, which happens to be a lawyer somewhat attached here. And so see, you refer one of the cases or the matters, which is a constitutional body back to Supreme Court. I don't know if I don't want to say, is it back or forward? I don't know. Or see, I found Supreme Court for constitutional interpretation. And see, a bit of a court to make I say, well, while arrested judgment, and I am fast, I'm going to go back to Supreme Court. We're going to go in, and then I'm going to present all those kind of facts to you. Now, if they boom. So what I say, send a on this particular platform. Now, on the chairman to me, the challenge, and 170 baby. Yes, I said, Yan could be a chairman to be a chairman. Now we are Ashanti Regional Chairman of NPP. Ashanti Region, now, according to what chairman to me, never what being Chilemuno, Ufi say a dear potting Nema Ashanti Region. NPP, I'm on a home Charlie answer Chamahu to the I am sure say it's gonna shock you, but listen to him very carefully.
Promises. 2024 election, Ashanti, we lost because the perception and the perspective the people of Ashanti was expecting was that we would do a lot of interchanges, but because we did not fulfill it on time, that is why people were discouraged.
That is why people was discouraged, because I see the perception and the perspective was that Nanka amount for Ashanti region is to say NPP betimi aye interchanges but ozi etwetwe ya na na do kwaku for do na elegi 38 entimi anye but nyam na make ubi say me question me answer ma
Order in the court.
exactly so that is exactly according to you chairman Antwi Boasiako the dia kasa no the friend Mr Bernard Antwi Boasiako chairman wontumi no na ye be kosamna boying semna ochina judgment ye beba pacho judgment say na beba bia we take it like that in the same maka na ye the chairman wontumi gina court adaka am ye bisa no kusa. But before we do that, no, mo kai say abra ye chairman wontumi no. Ye chairman wontumi ni papa bi a oye the general manager of wontumi adwuma no mane koye wo Samreboi no papa na ye fe ni Akoko. Papa Akoko no. Akoko kansem bi a I want us to listen to Akoko very carefully. Because Akoko na ye chi one chairman wontumi no esa be ye prosecution witness against chairman wontumi na nkasa. Na NPP for no someone say why is Akoko doing this kind of things? People call it a betrayer. People also think say and Akoko ebi wakwaji sika bi na say bibisa and Akoko say debi. Ye chi one chairman wontumi no o si o te na so tie ya wanti free Akoko ba o te free chairman wontumi because he got to a point also on o ka prison ho o ka cells ho tie Akoko or granted this particular interview with Adom FM.
I'm saying many chairman want to me. I hear Juma check. I'm sure I make us a blue tree to know. For the body there, she gets some of that. Copy say a bra unya mining list for Akonta mining. No, yes, a main company company in the manner. And the commodity company. No, you will help me. Juma be after around 2022. And we was a near being good year. Many year home in the big market. Juma. Into me guy. And a jammy, the Timmy Baby, the Sarah Midi Park a cracker. And he, about somebody, bear bushing any. The other one, a CID photo and friendly. I don't say, woman, yammy, that be, the minimum say, Jack, or young full of my journal. See, I was like, now maybe I have some more him or CID one. I don't see. What your brother, if a human on it, it's a quiet. You do on, I saw my guy me and said, near because so time and I'm here, you know, on person. It's in the take here, the card you mean. But the queer woman said, when was that in criminal trial, what person of the Casabi? It's a man going to detail, as to give him a cab of quack and any. Almost what the number so many videos to go, man, yet. It's Jenny, why be about so many of them? If I say, obey us, we are not the Miniat and Biaka. Oh, I have friends, it was a bit Miniat and Biaka. To cut a long story short, the other one on friends out in the variety of bomb charge. He had a make for If you had the many chairman won't be now for course. You call court, court, MIA bill. Me and my bill in the sum of 10 million cities. Don't know court, so the total bill sum was 40 million Ghana city.
Okay.
They know better than 50 million Ghana city. And me, if you are only as a minute,
yeah.
If the chairman won't be now, the legal team said Japadiani to be justified. And now, almost almost protected. If you have only possession, I say, time for your possession, you will see a dear cocoa to tell. You will be a yaba, near believe. When you have cocoa to Canada, the dear cocoa because he possesses the demo, a Canada, Mukiada, Yawada. If you are there, I will be in the chairman won't see. And you have call a year. Omoko process here because document no more take. When I acquire no more process the year, yeah, when you wish to acquire some in book. A friend, my friend, but yeah. Okay, we are not a 5 abo. No, I'm penny for we are no who we are at home with your catch them. After the bishop almost to me with your catch them. Now, so what is happening? No, Anna, lawyer Hinijan, our candidate, or friend, you know, the people. Sorry, Pa, but documents now, I say, but I could be a while, almost say, in Nimu, but Joma, yes, we make bill condition. Property 50 million, are short by 700,000. Almost say, just say, Niba, it could be, just a war type of ship. Well, again, it's a minimum idea. Who do some, you could say, I want to video here that Friday. Let me start with say, Monday, no, and I'm from my friend. Now, I want to remember a Monday, a best friend, First news, I don't know, I say, out of the shock, say, aside the Mapusim, no, massive bar. when you saw Mamma and I know when you got and home fan or when you saw. In fact, that was the first bitter experience I mean. Master Bar up from one way, Berma did the ultimate dragon. It's a jack, the same, and I'm saying, no friend. And after a look at McCoy, and look at McCoy. I say, the immunity minia. The walk tell I didn't when it said all the focus was on Chairman. We are from time to the we are young. Meanwhile, it was all about social media. My phone said, the hand of food, any Chairman to you, but we are say. Now, why in the catch my own to me? Party was on your butching, one year, preacher my own to me, preacher my own to me. Hey, I mean, you'll be out for my master, me, and come up for. This is a certain time I want to be a costume grown a man, my name. But yet, I'm out to come a quiet. Then I can't start grabbing that without. I was a bit taken aback. After me, every age of me. Lawyer plan or can't interview or grant interviewer. What is a job when you now what to be? All the focus was on Jamaunti. We are sure that we see a prac and yet no news of the crowd, not a mena. Your chairman would know him. It's me want to say. I was that mention McGinnis with you windy.
Exactly. Inti, you're a cook and seminal. The patcho say, wa, Nkadena obey. Let's be honest. We a private individual and a company being owned by somebody called Bernard Antwi Boasiako, popularly known as Chama Wontumi. Abefa will say, me was Sasibi or Samreboi, na me pese yeko, na yeko ehu adwuma. Inti me foul as the general manager of that particular adwuma no. Why adwuma na ma adwuma na kwa wiye, sika ne munye odi hu mwache asa, waje odi onso agene de. Wo ho na police for invite wo. I refer back to maybe 1 year or 2 years after. Adwuma bi a ye investigation. Kikiri ni abeche woni nipa adwuma no wura no. E de na koto cells. Mada ho 3 days. Ye be mamo baila ye baya ye say ye be yi nipa na ono fa adwuma no waka ho. In the process, wase oba adwen wo ho awu. Pajo ti se ni yo. This is very basic thing. Adwen wo ho awu. A o she fridge ma ye nyena yie. Wo ho wo ye NPP ni party for no hu say abra ye che ni mo no na wo ni ye che Chama Wontumi ni obi. Party ni bia misa se na hwan na no Chama Wontumi e ko no. Ye say baya ye say bail conditions ye de man Wontumi meeting ti wo ka ho na fa Chama Wontumi nko. Na me pa cho onam ways na se ka wunya bail na ba out. Na Attorney General be kan kire say me pese me fa as prosecution witness ade a wonim bia na ka no kore bia wo bia aka. Akoko so on ka se odi tura gu Chama Wontumi so. Ba ono so on hwe e ma Chama Wontumi enye free na ono mom nkonkodam. Into ono ni onim bia na obeka me ba cho ye wo a nkade na obeye. That is the first question we are asking here today. My main messages aba na fi de ento aso because na ye ba be ye adwuma o. Yale ye ba be ye adwuma pa, adwuma ne ba be ye no. Ebi mu edu. Inti akoko nsem o kan ye ni nyina no, ye de beto nse ne ye so. Na fi de mabisa wan kasa so question e wo ho say wo a de na nka obeye. Mental freedom ti dwen hu ye answers no. I'll be expecting it from you. Born uni chaludi de ask mentima money ya another cheme. We also saw the flooding in Samreboi. Meaning why are there? Bounty Rabbit. If I got your name very correct in there. Ultimate lawyer is not in the jurisdiction. Sunrise and the buyer. Or Sebena say, I'll be very disappointed and very sad if Untumi will not be in jail. Hey, Charlie, ne Obama Untumi's will Charlie. Untumi tia same way there, Charlie. Papa ne or that one now. Untumi say ne NPP from national for national for na EDC ni no. But ndị be who say azan bi na say omo ye Untumi. O who say Untumi ye den aboko prison. Inti na o ma share yes hard na chire Untumi say because me I've been following NPP for who say Untumi has a very good case, but that's o ma share that. He can be set free. We are wild watching. Why are there mental freedom do the buy and Malam Damba say Chama will not sleep today. Yeah. Untumi say wa fa sleeping tablets or say eh dey ade be chi dey sebe Chama anyere ne ho be ko di won se wo menua enti e don ko ade o say Chama is obeda. Farida, good evening. We have a Farida. Me da say wetin ma join here. Me pa cho nya subscribe here and wetin to bo. Now I subscribe to the platform Ede Amame. Unfortunately, I can't complete this show. It's almost 1 a.m. here. At the same thing. Why are they? Why say wetin I join mental freedom? Why are they? Because now I was waiting for the World Cup and so more so my ta born I say oh my crocodile the job person be that. So we leave it up to them. Ultimate lawyer is not in the country. Ah, we be an so mono. On say the one thing is a wound to me, no be a person in the Nimbeca Koji. Bashiru, you have a Togo Komla, you also right here. And that's it. Net Dave, you are also here, right with me. Minia, Medamasi, Munina, my idea. So the question we are asking now, they say, Akonta my mineral rights, no? Wontumi de ma obi, and now I'm far obi. That is the question we're going to ask today.
Order in the court.
Exactly. Was the alleged arraignment made without ministerial approval? Because by law, no, so we just assess how the Koye Galamsi and how the Koye Mine. Now we transfer Mobia, and so we minister of designated minister, no, and sign contract with business. And the question we are asking is, won't to me, yes, Jumano, or Mama near, and our Mama near. A quack could be said in every chama, won't to me, but your batch, I say, because never be because but I said Ghana for the donor and said until Akonta mining and the Samreboi issues in Nase. And I think that it is our duty to take our time to explain all these kind of things to the people of Ghana. That is why I'm here this night. Say, maybe I will hear me say, I'm opposed here. We're going to do justice to everything that we're going to do here. Until my member won't to me, Emra Docknum, Nafi, maybe say won't to me, you be cross-examine won't to me. This show, you find Munufie's political comedy court. Until you do her, I become the judge, you become the jury. Nani pani ebe tutu na nono. Sebi ye denebe jina court adaka anum ni ye bisane question. Inti ye ne se ne wunim no ye de chama wuntumi ene babe jinam e pa cho. What we going to do here is say we need to be very careful because ye nka se chama wuntumi adi for. But ochina judgment ni beba. E ba me no besan betena ha. Na afide ya bedo so dutum. Inti right here. Case number 2408/Wontumi/Akonta mining.
Order in the court.
Mr. Bernard Antwi Boasiako, are you Chairman Wontumi? Yes, my lord. I am Chairman Wontumi.
Order in the court.
Chairman, about your dear Juma now here. That is the first question I think we need Chairman Wontumi to give us answer. Because you need Chairman Wontumi no, or do a fool, or your mining, or your contractor, or radio and TV stations. And you may be Chairman or Juma Dawson. But your Galamsi assassin or Koji or Samreboi on a dear potting and anchor the Koye. What Chairman Wontumi told the people of Ghana and say, or no Koji concession no. Now my Galamsi also. And oh yes, or near Kokum could you kube, and a Kokum Slaby, and you kube, and other because in Kudia, or the Moko Hossi and Koya mine. Chairman. Sadi we wufi say why be mono, we papa and now I bonnet. Sometimes we need to be fair with ourselves, right? As I say be a court, I say be court the whole court could dip no. There are some things you need to do in the quarter. It's up the position now do no. Chairman, and a bachelor will coffee and I won't coffee.
Order in the court.
It's in some babies or high. So answer one farmer miss or China as a judge and I can say to send a material gummy, judge in a Timothy. That's what the Bible will say.
Order in the court.
Chairman with Tiate. Since 70 people are, I just October, they no can ye. Illegal mining the idea sebe. I say Ghana Japade. I say Ghana and Sue. I say your foodie, nipa mo yare in the country, and shall any packetwa, Chairman. And when you got the opportunity, no, what is honey money be ye sika cotton TV, which is a 1 hour Ashanti man winning and Osika. But near Yadia, SONSI, because my name in the team, no, yet she should a better country for ourselves and then for the future of our generation. It is a one whose animal way in a Chairman, who call for Ghana's Japade, they say, oh, best fan say, what they are. Chairman says, one yard.
Order in the court.
One yard. I wish I found you. There also a question here. When I'm here during, you can also ask, and then we go there. Oh, Spain, I say, or Spain, I add there, or my idea. Me, about the job, me support to Spain, but that's what made me humble. Inform us, I'm on correct. When you're correct. Eti Chairman. Your questions every sound say. Yet the Akwa will find a general manager never jina de come. Akwa na numa some say, on one man kwaye galam say. Sikan de na modie. Utu Akwa say. O my ministerial approval. One man ministerial approval that DNT na wunim say na mrantie. Now yes animal. And na obejina quarter da kame.
Order in the court.
What change lawyer for nkwam or one case ho. Also one sema woni aban kan nsem no dawso Chairman. Enti sese die potin apese yemfa nyew. O de wan kasaka. Well,
order in the court.
Judgment be bochina. Na Chairman Wontumi lawyer so de ne say. On the wadi asem na chi. Akwa wiye. Or refer the matter back to the Supreme Court for an interpretation on a constitutional amendment position. I Ghana constitution. So on this particular show, China, whether you like it or yes or not, decision beba.
Order in the
The
court.
decision is purity. Chairman, are you ready to accept the decision? Young can say ne me bomb koko keke. Say ye clocky. My own say chairman adwuma no ya no. Adwuma no ya no. Nti see ya na ye. Na mere no so a ibehu ochena acha wo de many achena say the baby ambacho. Be very careful on this particular show. Na me the decision be bro. The decision be ba ochena no. Me this is the first scenario. The court no betimi Akonta, the court may find that the prosecution failed to prove one or more efficient elements beyond reasonable doubt. Also, you to say you do kojina court. Why you do on criminal grounds no? And you will do say who prove you innocent. But rather than the prosecution they say prove you guilt. I mean, can you pick us up? Now you careful with this kind of things. So what to police for by chill the court and I will be the court on criminal grounds. And you will do say okoka say wunni for. And now why bonnet. But rather than a prosecution being the police or attorney general and say or children potting say what the bond be a punishable. Into a china the first scenario say judge bet me say what TNSM 2 nina and a bit of say prosecution being led by the attorney general and some mamada be bocha ma to me ano sebi and tosumu say me as the judge in the major chama to me. That is the first thing he beat me about.
Order in the court.
But the second leg beat me about and say, you bet me a convicted Chamaun to me because judge and you bet me can say, based on everything I went here from Chamaun to me lawyer, from attorney general, and from how I know who is no, or who said there is every ground such as Chamaun to me a D4. That's a Chamaun to me D4, Mr. The case in A between 15 to 25 years. Into a China, near my 4 babysino. The first one, bit about say, bit me free Chamaun to me so 1 year. The second one, bit about say, you bet me can say Chamaun to me and go them. About what I say. The third leg, you bet me say, charges need about Chamaun to me no. You bet me can say okay, bet me can say okay. Maybe I say the charges 5 and about Chamaun to me. Maybe a 3 be the Chamaun to me and D4 home, but 2 be the OD4 home. No, the one so clear, abre Chamaun to me. About what I say. Because the company and the individual accused may also receive different findings. One say, yeah, the Chamaun to me, any new about could be to a any Akonta mine and Ankasan a company. Inti nipa me and Sana Domako Jina court. Inti better to say, company and nipa or Jan and bit to my punish or by Chamaun to me as a bijano, a 3 things, ne bit me aba. Inti bit me kwaha, bit me kwaha. But that is the third one, ever. The fourth one, everybody say, you better suspend it at the same judgment and they refer the matter back to the Supreme Court, saying that Chamaun to me lawyer in his written submission or the abano. And this is possible. And the last one is a court bit like I say, oh, referral now was a main found court Supreme Court due to that. Intima mean any judgment, no. If my boss asked them to go. Intima presented 5 different issues. Chamaun to me or China, a bit me about. 1, you bit like I say Chamaun to me, and your bonibia, he go free. 2, Chamaun to me D4, I want 7 in a hall. Uncle them between 15 and 25 years. Third one, every time I say be a cases in about Chamaun to me, Udifo Ubim, and it's possible. Fourth one, you better refer the issue no Ankasana back to the Supreme Court, never the judgment and Emma Sokra. That is the 4th position. And then the final one is say, Yanko Supreme Court any day about to go never the judge in this is yaba. Ha, I go on, but only me have you. So question be about in the question comment section, you know. We bet me the wabian aba. Will the court deliver judgment tomorrow? But why be no bet me the wabian aba. Every time I say every time I say Supreme Court application, no bet me delay case, you know. I say, because that is also something I'm open. And then say what is the likely outcome I bet me about from a court or China, which is the 20th. 1, you bet me judge Chamaun to me. 2, you bet me convert Chamaun to me. You bet me a mixed. And as a judgment, you bet me a journey to go back to the Supreme Court.
Order in the court.
But you're any question, you can send it. And then the third question is the Supreme Court's application legitimate or a delayed status? Well, it depends. So attach your case in the Supreme Court. Mr. Lawyer for what be a juju and tricks. If you what to say, or the delay case nikeke. But it's too early to give conclusion on that. Or the or China judge, you know, Ankasa Edibaba and ask me what me adwen ha enti be chama wontumi di anka say Bernard Antwi Boasiako right and our China High Court ewa Accra and the decision e beba that is how it's going to go enti in the comment section wa adwen chiri bia no betimi da ba na video the decision at was or chama wontumi ho enti me sira mo dem yenya o China na o China ne besi bia no e beba enti the Republic versus chama wontumi the final verdict say I can monitor o China may monitor every decision e beba na video
Order in the court.
ele bisi he ya se ne ya ye bebo adwuma no he ya pa cho no me ya adwen ha ende ye nka he ye be ko ye nim amenka messages about na other news bi nso about chale it's something I think say we need to discuss into mesro o China time kuchu on this particular show ya so time na I da say chairman be konsewam ana chairman be nya freedom enema mi no the chairman say Monfa ne nko or say Monfa ne nko say hene Monfa ne nko I have no idea
Monfa me nko yede obeko Monfa me
enya yeka chairman say Monfa ne nko even Okusi Hunter was jailed. What about the forests and rivers destroyed by Wontumi? Exactly, I say Bernard there or they abandon. I say that is a very good question because kakwana omusi okoye hayo ekukun kusi keke near jail in 3 years. I don't know. Sometimes, you know, I think Abu Jinapa was questions and he said he did assign that forest area to Wontumi. Of course, on the forest there, Wontumi nka say yemfa forest ne mano. Ba oni ekwo okon de na na Wontumi so no say yemfa nko de kube. E na ekwo okon ko se da bi ya so yemfa nko egalam say nti ho na asem no wono. What do you call civil and respectful when you put up such stupid caption? Anthony, you need to be very careful. Explain yourself to me very well here. Why? Until take your time and then read very well. You have to be very careful because sometimes the nyansa no, you will be a team, right? Please, how many years for the maze? Hey, abroad then they say another day also call and now say me show about this where Attorney General say munyan reach any plea bargain deal. Until be omuduwa and on bechere. William Caps Spain has won the World Cup. Edasi, the Nyamia say I was waiting for Spain to win that particular World Cup. Enti mama yankwe yenim. One will say in Ghana, we need to be very careful about how we approach things. And I presented a similar issue. Maybe about message be actually Afia Pokuya. The way Afia Pokuya understands issues in the country, no, a bit problematic. Listen to her here.
You follow the law. Into then a TikTok are irrelevant. TikTok are or no politics, mainstream politics on kahon. Mukoche. Into President Mama, ye one kasa. You see a word to the wise. O second coming no is a legacy. One ye. Obama enim guasia characterize o second coming no. And some of us are criticizing because we want to protect you from enim guasia. Because on crofone e ben ono de yodium for. O ko jeli no fragile no ko jeli no. And the judiciary also must be warned. It is not only President Mahama na wan hwe ni ya. Omobema jeli we amenim guasia ba na ben because see President Mahama second coming there were 3 clear issues. Obey 24-hour economy. Obey nko konketenkete. Oba be helping Ghana economy. And nesa niema kese miensan 24-hour economy any BBC o. 24-hour economy catchy headline or BBC ni CNN any Al Jazeera. Nko konketenkete catchy headline or BBC ni Al Jazeera. Jobs are creating catchy headline or BBC ni Al Jazeera. Nurses are also before when catchy attention Al Jazeera. Name TikTok awako jeli no international. Enuko CNN, eko BBC, eko Al Jazeera. Enti wo ye NDC nene wo de wo support sa de wa mo na mugu mu hwani mase. Because the mo ye no pa ye no it is not going to international level. And guasia na mo je na eko international level. Enti wo force obi criticize no obi mo na pa mo bone a. It is an evidence of low IQ no. Mo NDC full soldiers no.
Well, Afia Pokuya say NDC for low IQ. I don't know how Afia Pokuya is judging the IQ level of Ghana for. I would be categorized NDC for mum and a low IQ. Why? Because NDC for abman mumuno ya chi nipa edenetum nipa no TikTok. And then she believes she say enono ye nim guasie edema President John Dramani Mama. I said, if you're going to win, and a president John Dramani Mama Jenny was, I said, oh, then I found thank God, hallelujah, nice obo. As I can know by and I call to powder. A good who now, hallelujah, president, the Nimagwazi, President Nimagwazi, thank you, wow. Sometimes I keep on referring to this kind of people, the so-called people who believe by themselves that they are educated in the society. They are not educated. They are not civilized enough. They are not refined. Afia is not a refined person. But the bad thing is that, or your bad, oh, kasa. Now one here, what do level be? Because say, oh, now then I will cassette oba. But me wa bani cassette the people in the country on me. When I look at somebody like Afia Pokuya, telling NDC for say NDC for low IQ, I get problematic with this kind of statement. We live in a society say police ni conducting duty, civilized duty, civic duty are buying their share and say based on the constitution say police ni humanity are dealing now we are dealing now we arrest you be e the nipa no kojina court judge tena komwam e deliver a judgment then we get somebody who thinks that she is a journalist thinking she's so wise than the police, the security services, the judges in the country, and even the constitution of our country, and then goes on to chastise the certain president. It's a disgrace for the president to say, oh, no, they are arresting TikTokers. Then if you is saying, the mainstream media, if you want to tell us the media, be a Ghana. Mainstream media, and therefore, what is social media? Mainstream media, and then now, what is the difference between GTV and MME? Somebody can tell me. If you need to tell us. So, who are Peace FM? What is the difference between Peace FM and MME? Because Peace FM, they are still streaming live on the TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, or whatever, on whatever, Facebook. Until you need to tell us, how do you see yourself? Are you people thinking that you people are much more educated? I say, yeah, I'm telling you, I'm much more educated times 4 than you. I am much more times 4 educated than most of the so-called journalists in the country. Don't think the person is not educated. No, I am very, very well a highly educated person. You need to go back and cross-check. I don't think you are more intelligent than President John Dramani Mama. President John Mama. President Jumo a Dawson, not that president, he needs to focus and do things. Professor Nana Jane, she is delivering a Juma that Shannon and it's on normal economy of the country, and go talking, and ya Colabia 77, not being for your question command 1 year. That is not the focus here. I've heard of people who are trying to equate President John Dramani Mama and then Kwalam Modidia terminal in the country. No, why being what form of your Pokuya? And say, I'm going tipen. So if you think that President John Dramani Mama, a friend and another, a champ mafia for now on Tiasia, won't even for Camille and compare President John Dramani Mama. If you put out Tihono, and you were fair, and you will be a NDC more. When I was one, I was born, Samana Hen say, oh, now, and I say, Mankan says, Samana Hema, say, who you will be. But we don't see you as anybody. Some of us do not see you, and then who co-likes and as anybody because you are nobody. When I was one of them, be a kitchen blogger, and be say, dear, what they all could build your own empire. Not build the BBC studio, nothing. Not you are not doing anything different. If you're what makes you think we are more intelligent than even the police commissioners in the country? Into all now, bet the judge in the country, nipa yencheno, and nipa my yencheno. Because the way you people think that you can insult President John Dramani Mama, I was expecting you. Say can another go for the time to see another way. I don't know one thing another time. One year the same thing. One can the same time. Another. Like you chop up power some. Bisa manasa zuri so start it omo ye bi and another go for the time no. E dey na to omo. And then when you free opportunity to think because what dream say what kind of opportunity ubetuma to ayampia abagana ho. And yes sir. You should walk in on my being in Yankopon de Mano, Mr. Oyo Ba, O Casa Tobo. Now, Matima, when you be Hunyans, I say, was now Wokanum. Because will you go back to Ghana, do simple research, and ask the people of Ghana, says, how can I know did you attend internet? So, yeah, Chomono, are the people of Ghana happy or not? Mr. You can say, it's a symbol could BBC, a quote QQN, a quote Al Jazeera for Twaba or Ghana. Al Jazeera for. Yet Ghana na how we are your culture no. Yashisha na Al Jazeera for encounter. If you poku ya wote wana aborofo ko fa trumu ba Ghana, you people were speaking against it. Meanwhile, all countries say brocha enye say omote ase so trumu. So why did you speak against it? Because your culture and your mamere and your money no ye penisa ane man so. We are trained to say you cannot insult elders in the society. If you poku ya, you know and you ought to know. Unti town kaso akola bi to no di president atemka say president ekunipa president yese president fa nkola na ya chine ko gina court onu ameyi asem na okana no because there are some utterances when you open your mouth and say it you have to have evidence to say it. Oya akola ntu onese onim nyansa that lady is about 43 years onya akola o obitima ye obi nana obitima ye obi enana onim nyansa ayenka nkire o. Until you cannot sit there and think that President John Dramani Mama Momo Sebe Anomamba Bia can wake up any day and then try to insult the president. You need to use your common sense. But you are lucky say your band here can say tiawa enye. Uno katachie free for the boss so kwa moto mudin kwa sasem na no katachie kwa se no constituency kwa constituency election wa hu shege e kire no. Wa hu ade edi okatachie ho a okofa ade a shege ko no katachie na no yatum. And now who's a Ghana and something is happening there. Something is happening. And we want to beat it online. That is where people want to listen. Kwame Baffa Boronye started gigi your man one is and no here TV no hemfa. Say doom. Okay, the Jeffrey fa for the record. All this time kwasi asem na kwatra also kwakope ni kurum kwakwa yedo won ha we kan no because people in the society, people living in Ghana no e de adwenfufuro bi na ba hu say sa gidigidi ni patapa no yemfa muman. Ye de nyansa asem e na buman. Presidents and count more much obi hu. There be Mr. Police for na yomoduma leave them and do their own job. Me to me dim kwasi asem na police ni chemia watch me because they based on my own kwasi asem and the police for watch me. Former president Nana Addo Akufo-Addo say no as a president also on chinipa. Na say well wudi kwasi asem na say police for chewa e yawo ne mra ene kwaka fia poku ya Nana Addo ka asem no say you the same journalist and I want it. And then another Denko Akufo-Addo one day ye nipa over 50. Nipa over 50. Ebo mugu ano edo mugu bas tintimu to say VIP no. E pio mu nyina dom ko go police sales. Edo mu call court. If you poku you a journalist there. And I want it. Omo dey no mo ye. Fix the country for no mo bo mo no hu. Oliver, yes Oliver go to police for car. Ki if you poku na untima enum. And I want it. Mo journalists am dem mo lens na hwe wan lange na. You people are not journalists. And then local media there. Assembly ko BBC out there NDC call next election unlusu. We are happy with that. Then how? Well, if people say say we want to aba. And this say ade bi betima ma ban bi lusu na ba. What is your problem? Say nego hallelujah na yo. Because to no NPP ni. NPP bap co-opposition yet say wo na wo eligible me ho e kwa jiska. It is a wo say nejo ma ma ya ade bi NDC be co-opposition. Say hallelujah na boy me anka mesa. Kameto nyomasa. Anameboa. Na mekire wontumi nyansa wo Ghana ha. Esenka oto nyom sa. Na se wantima nto sa nyom na nsa de sister ka wano tum. Nye na ye party misro president we de chale wudi ne ho agora ha agoro bedi wo. Aha president awaba obehye Ghana se o ye lego no. Hwe wo na wano wa. E na wo to na wo bedi president atem. Ti hwe. Won semu yakaka kwara se wadwen wo fom.
You follow the law. Inti e den na TikTok a o ye irrelevant. TikToker or no politics, mainstream politics on kahon. Mukoche nti President Mama.
What mean won't say what from? If you put your argument from, do your own research. Where research we are, then you come to tell me the number of Ghanaians are maybe 18 and above are more TikTok so. Ubehu sa battle nipa eneto. However you going to make your campaign, why is that campaign? Eto bitima eko. We don't only make campaigns on Daily Graphic. On Peace FM, and I say on a Yuko Dabi, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, you to me a campaign over here. I would say you people, you call yourself educated, but you are not educated enough. You are not educated. Sometimes I find it problematic. Say Nipa Mofra say you are the so-called educated people in the country, but you are not educated. Think it's a TikTok and on mainstream media and on account. They have no mainstream media and mainstream politics. What the politics as today?
You follow the law. Inti e den na TikTok a o ye irrelevant. TikTok a or no politics, mainstream politics on kahon. Mukoche nti President Mama ye one kasa You see a word to the wise. O second coming no is a legacy. No one ye. Obama enim guasia characterize o second coming no. And some of us are criticizing because we want to protect you from enim guasia. Because on crofone e ben ono de yodium for. O ko jeli no fragile no ko jeli no. And the judiciary also must be warned. It is not only President Mahama na wan hwe ni ya. Omo bema
the ultimate internet so they warn judiciary, right? Well, a German Fatoko, unim nyansa change judges a organ nyina. And the NPP will be on why you go to court. And then the same court in a go to no court down and sesai, court gate in and sesai. Register now multi court on ubi answer samo, judges no woman no ubi answer samo. And then you a few people are telling us a judiciary must be warned, right? Because Ghana for what TikTok no e kasan sema only evidence to president so. And no, they were cut on TikTok. So if you you did not call the lady say, okay, a bit more viral, a bit more international. And no, they ain't found because I knew if you well, why are they? The young couple say, will be a home. Now, say media na have an idea if you are what they want. That's the way you go for one. Baby, I better than one out, no. I can't know. I can't know. Yes, more. Yes, Kwajo Biaboko. Good evening, bro. I hope all is well. Thank you so much for the good work. Please forget about this illiterate lady. Usman, sometimes almost more can seminar uja almost watch enye you. Omo can seminar uja omo enye yi anamebwa. I don't like this woman because she's too known but knows nothing. I'm a judge in Abafo. She knows nothing, but sometimes also they believe say I say when in BBB now was also camera seen him. Opa can't if you say camera seen him. Ofa match the camera quick thing. Now no be can't president name president you know unwise. Police for unwise. Judges must be warned. Hey. They feel so disgusting to see NDC regime jailing any person who feels to be NPP person. Any a teacher. Some quite no more problem, Papa. More problem. More problem. Bounty Rabbit say, people are happy how the police are arresting those TikTokers insulting the president. Exactly. And I'm say if you pokuya, any say will be out here, no. So go down there, consulting with down kwa. Now the tree and the canonia juma bisa and say, a juma police for an security agency, no, nipa pe anomompa. So what is a bayo and Diana, Alhassan Camila Diana, judge and say, sad trend of people insulting the elders in the society, in the communities, on social media. That is why you saw Bayan as a scapegoat, their chairman for say, Ukoyebini so much say nebeyo. It's a wise decision. Usually law, say, all the decisions they were from court, any law. There be why judges, also decisions of the court are at the discretion of the judges. If you're a lawyer, you have to know. And at the discretion of the judges, the judge in a bit me aka near obey. One test now the call with him. Aha. Sana ya no. Mau TV. Ask me to catch you and tomorrow Wontumi won't be jailed. The judge will say he then working for the outcome from the Supreme Court pulling on the forest concession referral. Are you sure? Well, oh, the answer is possible. They say possible scenarios now the buy and no query. Into them the bit me say anti em say judge in the workers or train the outcome of the Supreme Court then ke be me nwa papa. So why your case na we na fit na we say come back to Supreme Court. You're watching me from US. That's it. But you enwom no na no ultimate here na say 120 Mau TV. Easy and ke be me nwa papa. But anyway, Dr. Dionu why are DS what LT Chad? Oh, Charlie, why are there? You may want to be late, but I'm going to join me. Come pa. I'm manage a work up in the chamber question. So that this lady have voters at ID card and she's voted before. A few poker matters almost a what does it need to almost a month to about into an about to call on to be. And always I didn't so. She speaks as if she knows it all, but only speaks gibberish. William Cab, may I name the other one. I fear Pokua, please stop protecting President Mama. Bounty Rabbit, so they are or the banana. My young queen, and boy would end this in Fufron to be Captain Smart as sign of Fufraba. Captain. Quite just smart to say, Opeso a member of parliament on the ticket of NDC. A captain, I can't say be. I'm saying, hey, captain, we are sure okay, you are being trained and you are being coached there. Because in same way, captain, I can't mean, who is advising captain on this kind of things? Captain, call this style, they are. Captain, why you careful? Parliament down umuraho, pachoti.
And I am promising them. I've told them again, I will pay after the elections. When I become the MP, every month, every delegate will be paid. Every month, every blessing. And I am promising them. I've told them again, I will pay after the elections. When I become the MP, every month, every delegate will be paid. Every month, every blessing. And I am promising them. I've told them again, I will pay after the elections. When I become the MP, every month, every delegate will be paid.
If I just take up to Kojo Smarty, hey, NDC, yeah, General Mosquito, you need to, let me put it this way, advise Captain Smart on the style he is going. Captain Enko election that. So he doesn't know what he's talking of. Let me tell you what Captain Smart is saying. Captain say, delegates na eto abadi yi at the same nipa maneko representative. This is how NDC and then NDC NPP, all the political parties are. So person who member of parliament are. Your delegates, which happens to be the constituency executives in each constituency, and a toaba. It is a way nipa 10 and I'm nipa 2 kwa na ombekwa ko toaba no mayi nipa baako. Nti wa omukovu election, that particular election now, which is the primaries, sana NDC friend no. Idea, that means you become the parliamentary candidate of the party in that particular constituency. Now, Captain Smart say, Onono beko primaries on the ticket of NDC. You was sitting member of parliament and a captain I say, Opeso Okonoko contests the sitting member of parliament. Now they promise to the delegates they say, so moto about the man or no Captain Smart. Ebe lead party in the general election. No when eko parliamenta every month obetu ya delegates in eka. Epacho ma maintenance to be. According to Captain Smart no, delegates na eto aba. Emma obibe lead party in a particular constituency no. Or no Captain Smart no. So or we any premise no. No to me we need general election. This is what he's going to do. I want to play it again.
And I am promising them. I've told them again, I will pay after the elections. When I become the MP, every month, every delegate will be paid. Every month.
So Captain Smart said every month, every delegate will be paid. These are the words of Captain Kojo Smart. But do you know the problem in this? Captain doesn't know what he's talking of. So when they premise on the tickets on premise you are now going to face the entire population. But you listen to my choice of words here. What called premise? When they premise on parliament, you are now going to face the entire population in that particular constituency. If you promise now, so every delegate when you become a member of parliament, then the nipa wo constituency mono nya omo nyina na delegates no, because be a NDC delegates no ewo ho, NPP o delegates ewo ho, ene ye wo nipa eto aba no a omo nya delegates ofa NDC album kakaraka na say NDC for what that particular constituency no. I'm assuming, I'm not saying giving the total numbers. Ebia the entire constituency will nipa 50,000 and a toaba registered on the voter register of that particular constituency. And a delegate's name no, maybe 1,000 pay. You are promising to pay the 1,000, me pacho 49,000 I can buy your day. Pacho, do you understand my question? So I want to my question here. You can tell me. That is a recipe for disaster for Captain Smart, even if he wins the premise. What premise we what you moka? Why we any premise no? What promise constituency executives na wo no say ubetu omaka. What about the party members na wo no dey na do be yomo? Nipe wo that particular constituency no dey na do be yomo. Omo so betu omaka na say dey. Captain ko premise that. Enti no wo kan no. But ade we wo kan no. Obeyama NDC elusi that particular ticket no. If I try to make a farmer baby. Somebody needs to coach and advise Captain Smart that he's talking too much. Yeah, Bonty Rabbit, he's talking too big. Yes, because he doesn't know. Me constituency, we have over 200,000 registered voters in that particular constituency. Meanwhile, NDC delegates are on around 2,200 or 2,400 max. It is a promise. Me 2,200 or 2,400 no, every month. If I become a member of parliament, what about the NDC for Nakano? What about the other voters Nakano? Meaning they are going to vote against you. Adia my NPP Lucy about in Ashanti region, and you been a Captain Smart as started away. Or a journalist on politics here. I feel no who's a captain in politics here one. Because I say we working over Panano, obe Silina no on Kada. Okwa Ashanti region. Uno be a TV or no a party delegate. Or to about no of to flat screen TV or to fridge. After they do see a to about and a party for say, ah well, men go to about say, oh, the TV in a buy. Maybe the way. If I tell I can't. And please, somebody needs to advise Captain Smart. This is a very simple plea to Captain Smart. Say, NDC seat no Captain here one can say NDC seat na my. Aha, why you careful? And some people are all can't, mammy, uncle campaign that, my campaign that. My standing on the ticket of my core premise that meaning how it here. Would dear go as any out here, chira, or father no. Ukwa beyo sini. Captain Smart is not fit for the NDC. Of course, man, that is what I've been saying. The captain doesn't even know what he's doing. He talks too much. Me yewe, and trouble, Captain. Unima trouble, Captain. We be a break. Dr. Sadionisi Munufie, I agree with you that General should talk to Captain on his promises. Yeah, I think the NDC leadership needs to advise Captain Smart on the way he is going because as in seven or more it doesn't necessarily make sense. Captain is promising too much. Until one really it's going to affect the party, the chances of the party because Nipane is a journalist. Or see Obabe pay MP on the ticket of a party and then promising to do everything. Or see me ya kwai, Messi school, me my card, me to obiaka. Chale? That means NDC have power 4 years, but when years ask when you know, and there will be some for me to sit in MP. No to obiaka delegates biaka every month. Hey, NDC mudia go idea be mo constituency one. People need to advise Captain Smart. He only wants to go there and steal some of the money, like Miracles Abuaji and others. Who Miracles Abuaji? Chale, you go for che Miracle Abuaji no. But who Miracle Adibi oye ojina ka biswa. Just a kind belt, a club or cocoa and reef is up belt. Now, the land cat one. Rumonacha, or boy, Jumano, or boy, Jumana come up. Hey, Asimo. You go for Dennis back open and you know, one kind of war belt. Then he was say, I dropped out from the law school in Ghana and came to UK to study because of some senior lawyers in the Ghana, especially NPP lawyers. Sometimes when I hear some of them speak, I wonder how they acquire their law certificates from. And anyway, it's very surprising. But your UK law school be na uko and ugo so ho answer we law school be na uko UK. Me law BPP law school Manchester. I did GDL from BPP law school Manchester. When I'm here, my law course. Yeah. That is why I've also been thinking because to me that na growth for me then a school no because I've been thinking here. But anyway, it's up to them. Did anybody contact me and tell me the law school I'll call UK, Charlie? I have some friends in UK after school. They are working there. Susie Mone, as if they are practicing in the UK. Some of our mates in so-called Ghana, Makola. So it's like that. Emily say the seat he is fighting for belongs to NPP, so he is trying all his best to. I don't like the approach in a Captain Smart economy because you cannot keep promising Nema the other people in the community will feel uncomfortable with you. Because Okasa will be to NDC delegates in Kwaka, every single man who become a president MP. But your NDC for Canada, that is the question I'm asking here. I'm not saying he shouldn't do that, but it's up to him. But all you be on the cast on the power, a recipe for disaster. Others are going to vote for you against you, right? And I will be Lucy, abysmally, I bet you. How did Captain Smart all of a sudden become NDC? The guy that supported Akufo-Addo for the cathedral with cement. Hey, Captain Smart or twice cement, I say. That's also NDC did that, you know. The NDC premise is why I be disqualified that match, you know. Or call no consistency for the be disqualified so minimum. About shit too. Emily says, Mama, police or judges. Don't mind if you're poking an answer for no. If you're poking, I'm saying no material. My dream, no. BBI impossible, Momo. Most I don't behavior in I to say will be an admin judgment or Casabasa. What lawyer does this useless vim lady learn from hypocrite? She knows nothing. Mariam, they are or they abandon. Mariam, why are they? If you're hypocrite, sometimes I think say it's a yamama and man and more appreciate my what I say. I hear you come because when a baby man or did your bar, when a baby man or cassette your bar, into kind of Jawahi one year. Because sometimes you enter say if the seats belong to NPP, then he should go get it. I don't think Captain will win. The style and Captain are starting on. Anyway, do what American channel. Do what American channel. So Captain, I don't think Captain might win. Because that's style and Captain they call it actually. Yeah, I'm going to say anyway. But the Macassa and this impany for no Muntu Captain smartphone. And then be dear boga and the soya sene. And it's saying a bidia bogano at here, Pacho, a bidia in Pumbisi. Pacho, so sister, open say, who import to be a free Ghana, edible Kura water man on a babyana from WhatsApp line 020-800-7208. So, what Ghana, so now, person who imported to do so pro any part of the country for 050-839-6745. Ubenya bidia bogani a bidia in Pumbisi. One how bidia net and a bidia prima papa. So, bidia with a Pumbisi. Mr. Wunu will be so about exams, nursing exams, the FNNMC exams, and my university nurseprepghana.online. A app be all the final exams in an eguso. Questions and answers in our Usuan Kwade, or register and Usuan on passing to or register. He or she said there be a university app, not this day. You're going to pass the exams very, very, very easily. If I just always any questions so at the bar, I'll be very happy. No, the seat Captain is fighting for is for NDC. Yeah, I do, because I do know you are right. I think the seat is for NDC. Until Captain say, only the sitting member of parliament in a good dinkomo. I can't actually say about contesting, and a member of parliament and say I will bet me about. Until the seat currently a NDC there. And a captain so could to that sitting member of parliament and no. But we may hear the approach in a captain corner. Captain will need premise when a general election. I don't think Captain will win. He forgets that the NDC has principles and values. Yes, some about Captain doesn't. Captain, they one say, Mimi, I don't see Captain Smart as an NDC member. Me who saw the mindset of NPP. So he is importing that same mindset into NDC, and that is where Captain Smart is going to find a very big shock of his life. A NPP and the democracy started in democracy. When former President J.J. Rawlings was on NDC and Fesika and a way premise, and you could phone the conference Kadibe Wura party them. And NDC wants to take it out. That is why they want assembly or court to cry. They want to abolish that delegate system. No? But I see the Captain Smart and Tisa principle and I say, all those who are here, Matia Captain Smart about 1.5 hour on live on his show and Semina Captain Kano. I wonder, member of parliament in Kansas and Semina Captain Kano. Maybe he doesn't know. I sat on this show. When Honorable Kennedy in Japan, a year or pay President Kennedy call round back by. Minimum be obey Kennedy, me catch and say Kennedy in national campaign. Because Kennedy is still speaking the language of a member of parliament. It was Sen Central. And pa Kennedy call round, he lost. Napo at Namansia are nearby. But when Napo went round on national campaign, Ubia who said I'm on 5 years. It got to a time and any people who's a big crime and in a pay in any and I say in a proof because going on a tour on the national politics and something different. Unima unhuye. Memeti I like finance minister very well, he will forcing. But I doubt, say at forcing, I go around national politics. I doubt. Inti sa to forcing any general mosquito contester. General ba bonus stay bia ebe shock no. So Captain Smart at the radio so the TV so I did this but I know say Captain Smart any politics da. Unima. Ka ne oye nka wajai kom sa wan kura no kon ka. Anyway, ye mompa ye ma no. Yankopon tan na chi. Edu ha enyina be san betan ha. Ye ba be ka. Enti abusuafo ene me de besi wo ha because I think say time no man time kakra nti my too later mamo. Monfa nche me nyame ad mo chena 7 p.m. Ghana time I'll be live. Ene because of the World Cup nti na mama entem no by chena chama wundi me judgment no. O chena date 20th. O me on this particular show. Ye be be discuss whatever happens. Me do be ase. Yankopon ne obi a entena. Bye bye.
Shamak Israel Yehovah, Ela Henu Yehovah Eka, We Ahata et Yehovah, Elohika Bika Lufika, Uvika Navashika, Uvika Biyuvika, Todias, in the name of Jesus, Amen. Shamak Israel Yehovah.
Yesterday's troubles are fading away. Mercy showed up with a brand new day. The wind keeps singing through the tall green trees. God's little reminders carried on the breeze. I got a reason to laugh again. His goodness follows me around every bend. When my feet get tired, your love carries me. When the road gets longer, you're my melody. I'm dancing down heaven's road with a song in my soul.